Hey everybody, so what we're going to do today is swap the two hard drives around in my MacBook. I put an SSD in place of the original hard drive and then swapped the optical bay out and put another hard drive in there, a 640 gig. The only problem is it's a bit noisy and you can feel the heat coming up through the keyboard from where the optical bay was. So what I'm going to do is swap the two round. Hopefully the SSD then will be under the keyboard directly and you won't hear it or feel so much heat, but we'll see. It's not an exacting science, it's going to be trial and error. I don't think there should be any issues with the way it boots, as if it picks a cable first. It should just look for the OS, I imagine. Yeah, well, we'll find out soon. Right, so that's the MacBook turned off. Just close it down, flip it over, get the screws out, and then work can commence. Right, so that's all the screws out. That's the cover off. The cover normally has a bit of a clip to undo it, but I've already undone it so you won't see that or hear that. Right, let's start by taking the primary hard drive out. So, undo these two screws, and all they do is hold a retaining bar in. And lift that up, looks like that. Place it there. Now the hard drive is free to move, but don't lift it up too hard because there's a ribbon on the back of it that you need to pull off, which is the SATA connection. So I'm going to take that drive, place it there. Now we've got to get the optical bay replacement drive out. Now to do this, there's a screw in there that needs undoing. There were more on the original one, as in the optical bay. Pop that cable off. Yeah, there were more on the original one, but because of the shape and the nature of this unit here, there aren't as many. So we have got that screw to take out, that screw, and that screw, and then we've got these 4 hex bolts to take out. Now we'll lift this bar off. That's what it looks like. Slot straight back in there. That's the long screw. Yeah, this does have to come out. Yeah, that then becomes free to move around, which means you can then pop out that. Right kids, don't forget that big long screw like I just did. This caddy, the hard drive just pops in and out. It's got a little retaining bar there. Pull it down, slide it out. Simple as that. Just got to turn, I'm going to turn the video off now because I've got to take the screws off. Right, so that's the nuts, whatever they're called, screws, put into the side of that hard drive. We're going to deal with the optical bay one first, which is the OCZ SSD. All we do is pop it in. There we go, so that's slotted in. So that's the 4 outer screws put in. Fingers crossed we don't have to do this all again. That's it, let's boot this baby up. Yeah, we got a white light. We got the bone. Fuck. That's what I have to say to that. Hey. So, I swapped the hard drives round, tried to boot it back up, and it came up with a boot error. Just a little question mark on a folder. And I thought, shit, that's it done. It's not going to work. So I took the cover back off, and it turns out that I forgot to put the SATA connector back on from the optical bay caddy thing back onto the motherboard, which is where the OS was, so it wouldn't boot. But that was easy to spot, easy to rectify, and it works fine. Sorted. It's all good in the hood. Not so sure I'm going to keep it this way, to be honest, because it's just as loud. It's a little bit of a noisy drive, but I can't remember what the other one was like beforehand, so it could still be in my head. And there's a little bit of vibration coming through near to the left-hand side of the trackpad where the hard drive is. But there's no hot gush of air coming out the keyboard anymore, so I'll leave it like this for a few days, see how I get on with it, then I'll maybe change it over if I don't like it. But yeah, it's all working anyway, so good stuff. Thank you very much. Bye.